Yeah. Yes, sir. Hey, welcome back to another episode. We got a great show coming at you. We're diving into everything NFL Combine, 40s, interviews, bench press. Dude's not even showing up. What's that about? We're getting in everything Combine, and then we're going to my favorite, King James, doing something no one's ever done before. Everything and more right here on Son of a Gun.
To my grandma, yeah, she raised the Don. Yeah, and shout out to my mom, I'm a son of a gun.
Hey, welcome to the show. We got a good show coming today. I am joined by someone who has known me their whole life, but from a young age told me that they were not my friend. So I'm super excited to have this guy on today. No one better, Michael DeBro. How are we doing?
Hey, good evening. He made one little mistake. I've known him all his life.
Yeah, well, to me, your
That's
whole
all.
life is my whole life. So, so that's how we're going about it, man.
Yeah.
You know, and today I don't got any rants. It was smooth sailing. There was an accident on the way to the studio today, but the producers told me no more rants from my side of the screen. So I'm rant free. You got anything you want to get off your chest?
No rants. I'm
Okay.
good. We're going to get there.
Yeah, no, I had a good weekend. Sat around, watched the Combine, and I was thoroughly impressed by a lot of the things I saw. First off, I mean, Xavier Worthy breaking the NFL Combine record for 40-yard dash time, running a 4.21.
Little brother could scoot.
Bro, flying.
You know?
Flying. And then when I watched it, right, so I'm watching all the guys run, and just off the line, you could see it. It was different, right? He got off the line. He was already moving 2 steps, full speed.
Right.
Genuinely impressive.
Right.
Impressive. I think a lot of people say, oh, there's a difference between track speed and football speed. But from what I'm seeing, these guys are just getting faster and faster.
Look, Mike McDonald been sitting around salivating the whole time since he saw that. So, that track speed is definitely going to translate down there in Miami. So you can believe Mike McDonald's got him at the top of his list.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be up there in draft picks. The only knock I really got on the kid, bro, he's 165 pounds. He's a baby.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
Well, I mean, that just tells you he's not going across the middle.
And so I was thinking that same thing. I'm like, bro, if I'm playing outside linebacker and he runs a slant, I'm getting fined $100,000 from the league for taking his head off. And I'm up, what, 220?
Come on, Cam. How you going to do that?
Exactly. So it's like, I mean, yeah, hey, great job running, man. Great job running. But
I'm if he doesn't go to Miami, I'm looking to see what the other offensives, the coordinators are going to do with him and that speed, how they're going to utilize that. Because the problem at 165 pounds, you can't really put him in the backfield yet, right? Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to utilize him.
What it is, he broke the record, right? So that's all I've been seeing online, on the show. They're glazing this dude crazy, which, I mean, understandable. But then you got guys, running right behind him. Brian Thomas Jr. ran a 4.33. I don't think people understand how fast a 4.2 is, but a 4.3 on laser, you're flying. And he did that at 209 pounds compared to 165.
Right. And I think one of the things we saw in the Combine is that the bigger receivers are still showcasing they have speed. They've got over-the-top kind of distance separating speed, and so they're showcasing that, and that's what I like about the Combine. So you get to see these things. Now, how's that going to fit against elite defenses? We'll see, but it's going to be a problem.
Right, so would you rather have a 4.2 guy at 165 pounds who really can only stay on the outside, or a 210-pound guy running a 4.3?
Well, I mean, if had my druthers, I'd take them both, but we're looking at the way the league is changing, right? So you got your Deebo Samuels, right? You got your A.J. Browns, and so
who really don't even fly for real.
But they are showing that big receivers still have a purpose, and so I can see it both ways. But like I said, Mike McDaniel down in Miami, he's got something he's going to do with Worthy. So we're looking forward to that.
I don't know why you think he's going to Miami. They already got Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert. Like, do they need another weapon? Well, apparently, because they didn't make it to the Super Bowl.
I was going to say.
So, yeah.
Well, we said this. If you didn't win the Super Bowl, you need to improve,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So.
Okay, yeah, you're right. And producers are in my ear. We're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to be right back, and we're going to get into these dudes. This dude, Joe Milton, is looking pretty with the ball, so we'll be right back.
For the NBA season, because I want to go back to a point I think you were trying to make, since you say King James won the in-season tournament and he got the boys.
That's his name.
Are you one of those that think he'll keep playing until he wins the championship again and then he'll retire, or is he going to try to stick around for his son? Yeah. So you know what? Let's just end it right here. Let's say it like this, because he is not.
Okay, that was insane. You're gonna ask me a question, and then before I can answer, you're gonna interrupt me?
Well, it was rhetorical.
Do you think I'm in the same vicinity as you? I can put my hands on you. Oh my gosh. But no, I don't think the Lakers are gonna win the championship this year. Hey, welcome back from commercial break, man. Let's get right into Joe Milton.
Hey, you know what? Before you go there, though, you said something, though, that just kind of struck a nerve. I said I wasn't going to rant. The producers don't want us to rant. They don't want us to rant, but these jokers not showing up for the combine is like people not showing up for an interview for a job. And there may be a chance right here for the NFL to say collusion is allowed to not draft these guys. Don't look at these guys. If they can't come out and showcase and do the interviews, quote unquote, then I really got no need for them. We can't do that. We can't say, hey, I'm coming to work for you, but I'm not coming to your interview. How is that going to fly? So that just kind of hit me the wrong way. My bad. Okay, we'll move on.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think it is ridiculous that these top prospects are not going to the combine. That's like trying to get into college, right? And they say, yeah, you got to take the SAT. And you're like, nah, look at my GPA, bro. You're good. That's all you need. I think it is ridiculous that dudes are out there trying to put on a show, trying to get drafted by these teams. And then you got Caleb Williams over on the sideline doing an interview with a beautiful, beautiful young lady testing sour candies when dudes are running 40s for their life. Like, that got me so heated. I can only imagine being a player there. That would have set me off. Same thing with Xavier Worthy, right? Boom, he gets out there, he runs that 4.2, he takes his cleats off, puts his hoodie back on, and is doing interviews. Right. I think it is mind-blowing. If you're not going to compete in it, you shouldn't be allowed there. Number one, you should not be there.
Right.
You're just taking shine off the dudes who actually want to do what it takes to get to the NFL. Number two, if you're going to do one thing in the combine, you got to do them all, because I think that's ridiculous. Number three, what are we doing? Why are we not competing in this combine? If I'm a prospect, if I'm trying to make it to the next level, for what reason would I not compete in the combine? I mean, it can only make you better, right? Like, oh, and there's no one playing defense on you. No one is playing defense. It should be the easiest thing ever. You're a college player. You're already one of the best players. Just go prove it even more. Now prove that you're one of the best out of the best.
Are they? I mean, are they? Because some of these guys opted out of their bowl games, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's one thing. If I'm NFL,
yeah, because you could get hurt. Yeah.
Okay.
McDonald's senior game, I get it.
No, they opted out of their bowl games. Right, look what happened with Georgia against Florida State.
Yeah.
So we have those types of situations.
You said Florida State?
Florida State, right,
yeah.
In Georgia, right? Mm-hmm. And so you have that type of situation, and then you come forward to the combine where you're going to showcase everything you got against the best athletes, and you opt out of that as well. So if I'm the NFL, I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to opt out on this guy right here.
And if I'm an NFL decision maker, when I see that, I feel like you're hiding something from me.
Right. So why should I spend the money?
Boom.
My bad. You said Joe Milton.
No, because it pissed me off too. Matter of fact, it pissed me off too, because what are we doing? You are a top prospect, right? And during the season, you had a few drops. There's no one playing defense on you in the combine. Go show them you have hands. It's that simple. oh, he's not that good of a route runner. This whole time during the season to now to the combine, just work on your route running, and then boom, you go out there. You're only running 15 routes. Run 15 routes and do them precise. No, he's worked on it. He's a great route runner. Boom, that might even boost you up even higher.
Yep.
It blows my mind. Like, it really, like, unless you have a terrible combine, right, then it only helps you. And even if you have a terrible combine, right, like some of these guys go out there, they're not running the 40s. They're not running the L drill numbers that they want. Boom, go look at my film from the whole season where I was dicing dudes. Right? It's that easy.
Right.
It blows my mind.
Right.
It gets me heated. As a casual fan, I would be very mad about it, but I'm not a casual fan, so I'm pissed.
Yeah. So there's our rant. There it is. You know what? Dispatch. Shots fired.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
If I was in college and my coach said, "Hey, you better go do this thing right now so you can make it to the draft, the MLB draft, blase blase," and I was like, "Nah, I don't feel like it." He'd be like, "Perfect, sounds good. Leave your jersey and your uniforms in your locker and go ahead and head home, buddy. What do you do? We don't need that. Like, get out of here." But now this NIL money, dudes feel like superstars and they're still just college athletes, and they feel like, "Oh, I'm making 10 mil this year. What are you gonna? You can't tell me anything." And now they're prima donnas, and now they're not showing up to the combine. It is ridiculous. Right. It's ridiculous.
Yep. But they'll be out there in their $1,500 suit come draft day.
Crazy. And Caleb Williams ain't a 1-1 in my opinion. After that sour Skittles tasting, bro, flirting with the little bro.
I'm just here to keep from being fined by the NFL.
Pissed me off. And he didn't even have the decency to get a cut. Dude didn't even have a 90 degree. What are we doing? At least a little fade, a ball fade, attempt something. Get a lineup, bro. Are you serious? Bro, what are we saying? Like he just woke up. And dudes are out there at 2 a.m. grinding, trying to get signed, and he's messing around. I hate it. I don't ever want to see it again. NFL needs to do something about it because that is ridiculous. Every player needs to compete in that because it's also another way to evaluate the player. So if every player does it, then it's a true evaluation on what you're getting. And I feel like if I'm a $1 billion owner, I'd want to see it, all of them there.
Plus, the other thing that you'll see at these combines that you won't see if you opt out of them is how other players gravitate toward the leaders. Mm-hmm. And I think if you watched any of that, you got a chance to see that. Well, they're not going to see that with C-Dub. So.
Yep. Right. Absolutely ridiculous. And the other thing about the combine, no, I'm done ranting. The other thing about the combine, though, is that the quarterbacks are throwing to players from other teams. Right? So they have no work on. So it's truly, can you throw the ball well and accurately with any player in there compared to the guys at your school who you've been working with 3-4 off seasons and you know them. Y'all are on the same page every time for the most part, right? So then truly you have to be a good quarterback. And I feel like one thing that I saw was Joe Milton throwing the deep one.
Okay.
60 ball. Yeah. We'll get it up here on the screen. Look at that. 60 ball, easy. Nice. Right? And so then when I'm seeing him do that, and then I see the other quarterbacks go right after him or right before him, and they're taking their 5-step drop, boom, that fifth foot hits the ground, ball's out. Right? Ball's out up in the air. Yep. This, bro, look at the film. Look at this man.
He's letting them get 40 yards downfield.
Just sitting back there. Just sitting back. And he's sitting back there, and he's like, okay, dang. What am I going to eat for dinner after this? Oh, yeah. and when I tell you, there's nothing more enjoyable than throwing a pure football, right? In golf, you hit that pure shot, it'll bring you back for the rest of your life, right? In baseball, softball, you catch that pure barrel right in the middle of your barrel where you don't even feel it hit the bat. That's a pure feeling. There is no better feeling than throwing a pure spiral with a football.
Sure. Absolutely.
And he did it. He shined on the deep ball.
Yep. He wasn't the only one out there shining, though, right?
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
Yeah. So good for Joe. Good for the SEC, but good for Joe.
How about this, though? Let me throw this your way. Hey, we've seen it before, though, right? Guy's got a bazooka. right? What are his knocks? Is he accurate? Can he throw the short one? Does he have touch? What do you think he's going to do at the next level?
You know what? To me, he would be a good fit. We got a new coach in Atlanta, all right?
First, it was Justin Fields in Atlanta.
No.
Bring Vic back. Stop it. Atlanta's cooked.
So let me say this, okay? Maybe this will help. The NFC South, as far as quarterbacks, who you got? All four of those teams need a quarterback. The Saints have probably the best one in Derek Carr.
Jameis. Jameis, we trust.
So all four of those teams in the NFC South need a quarterback. All four of the teams in the NFC South need a quarterback.
Yeah, but Carolina's not going to get a quarterback.
That's not what I said. I said all four of those teams need a quarterback. Now, we have to see what happens in Carolina because there's been some changes there.
Yeah.
Right? But the Falcons, Tampa Bay, we don't know what they're going to do with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, if he signs or not, we'll know
right.
soon.
And Derek Carr's the best one down there with the Saints.
Stop saying that. Jameis Winston will eat W's for that team if they just give him a chance.
So the reason I said that is because now you got all of these quarterbacks. So, we're talking about Joe Milton throwing the deep ball. They've got receivers and people who can get downfield in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at Atlanta and whoever has the top pick, I'm looking at Atlanta and Joe Milton and see how that fits in because they got guys that can take the top off the defense, even if he throws it down to the running back, Robinson, right? Mm-hmm. So and then
they do have Atlanta does have weapons.
They still got Kyle Pitts, and so Joe Milton, in my opinion,
sure,
Joe Milton in a Falcon, and he's close to home. He's got people in the area. This would be a good fit for him.
Okay, we'll see. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all.
They got a new staff, so if they all start off together on the same page, hey, they can try to build something. The Falcons could own the NFC South because nobody else does.
That's a crazy statement to make. Could own the NFC South and then Atlanta Falcons. Crazy. Joe Milton.
You see, I didn't say those two together.
Right. Joe Milton or Justin Fields in Atlanta? Which one do you want?
So if Justin Fields comes to Atlanta, then of course Joe Milton up to Chicago because, again, they have receivers out there that are ready.
No, who do you want in Atlanta? Joe Milton or Justin Fields?
So I've got a new coaching staff. Everything is new around me, right? So right now, this would be the perfect time to say I'm going to start with Joe Milton.
Okay,
Why?
So who do you want, Justin Fields or Joe Milton?
Didn't I just say Joe Milton?
Thank you. Was that hard? My God.
Sometimes,
Jesus.
with all this technology, we still can't hear. No matter how much we related, he just can't be there. So it's hard for me to get it through to him when he cannot be clear than to say Joe Milton.
Thank you. I feel better.
See what I said about having kids?
And that's going to take us to break, baby. We'll be right back with our sleeper picks from this year's Combine and Draft. And if J.J. McCarthy's a top 5 pick, what are these guys talking about, man? Right here. Stay tuned. Son of a gun.
Deep down inside, we don't condone violence.
No, we don't.
But there is a time and a place for it. What I would have loved to have seen is he put one over his lap.
I thought I was crazy for wanting that. At least get right on one of them. You know
Just
what I'm saying?
one.
Because he did do the right thing, right?
He did. He didn't do my thing. Because I'd have set an example. Them other 6, they've been like little ants.
Right. I'm like, show me what you can do, Cam. Yo, this sounds crazy saying it out loud, but yo, hit a kid, bro.
Because deep down inside, we don't condone violence.
No, we don't.
But there is a time and a place for it.
Hey, welcome back to it. Welcome back to it. With all these top prospects in the Combine, guys who are for sure first-round picks, guys who will inevitably have illustrious careers in the NFL. Do you like those words? Oh, my God. I have a degree. there's always those guys, right? Those sleeper guys, Tom Brady. Guys like who else is a sleeper guy? Brock Purdy. There's always those sleeper guys in the combine, in the draft. And this year, from what I saw in the combine, from what I've seen from this kid coming up through college, he had a tough time at Oklahoma getting his starting job taken. Out there at South Carolina, where he had no offense, no defense, the special teams was garbage, and he still put up some decent numbers. It was really just a maturity thing for me. But watching him throw at the combine, he looked very good. And so that's why Spencer Rattler's my sleeper pick for a 2024 NFL draft.
Really? You like him over Michael Penix?
Penix isn't a sleeper, though.
You expect him to be. Okay.
I mean, barring injuries, Penix would be a top 5 pick.
Okay.
Watching Penix's combine, clearly he separated himself from the other quarterbacks when they were throwing the post corner routes. I mean, easy dime balls where these other guys were throwing them short, throwing them over guys' heads. Guys had to slow down. I didn't see Penix make one bad throw the entire combine. And then we watched this film. He's throwing balls flat-footed, 30, 40 yards on a rope. Right.
He's got the arm talent.
Yeah.
No doubt. But so Spencer Rattler is there's a bunch of guys in front of him, though, including Derek May from North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
So you still got Caleb Williams out there. Michael Penix we mentioned. Now you've mentioned Joe Milton.
Okay, so let me do this real quick then, because I guess you're confused about what I mean by a sleeper.
No. I understand. I was trying to get to mine, so just hold on. Just put the safety on that little thing. So we still got Jalen Daniels out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's still there.
I do like him a lot.
So, but here's my sleeper, and you're probably gonna say what? Because nobody's talking about him. He's a grown man.
Bo Nix.
Oh
my God.
Why is no one talking about? But he is a grown man. Now you remember how Stetson Bennett was at Georgia, right? Mm-hmm. And so for all the things and all the accolades that he got, what's he doing today? So
he's in rehab.
And so to me, Spencer Rattler has shown us, in my opinion, who he is. So has Bo Nix. And so I feel like Bo Nix is going to be one of those in the top 5 or top 6. And we already said the NFC South needs 4 quarterbacks. You still got the Raiders out there who got some decisions to make. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers who they've got some things to do. Now Denver has some things to do. So,
So what you're saying is top 5, top 6 quarterback taken off the board?
So what I'm saying is, the top 6 quarterbacks take, not necessarily the top 6 picks, the top 6 quarterbacks taken off, whether they showed up or not. Mm-hmm. So you got your Penix, your Caleb Williams. Nobody's talking about Bo Nix.
And why are they not talking about Bo Nix?
I think it's because he's 29 years old.
He's 38 years old. He spent 15 years in college. Why do you think he spent that long in college before going pro?
I think he was trying to get that chip.
Get the chip.
Right.
Only matters when you're a professional. Bro, what are we talking about? This man had one good season out of 15.
And then Jalen Daniels, Michael Penix, Caleb Williams, Derek May. Am I saying it? Is that right? Derek May from North Carolina? Is that correct? Drake. Thank you. Drake May from North Carolina. So I feel like he's going to be the sleeper out of all of them. They're just overlooking him. And now you've thrown Spencer Rattler and Joe Milton in front of him. Watch for Drake May.
Okay, so Drake May is your sleeper, or
yes.
is it Bo? Okay,
no,
good.
No.
I'm glad
I wanted to know
you're
why
sticking with Bo Nix.
No. I wanted to know why no one is talking about Bo Nix.
Because he was in. Okay, how many good seasons did he have in college? One.
But in the
one
same
good season, and he was there for. He played for 6 years.
If they're going to talk about J.J. McCarthy, they also need to include Bo Nix in that same sentence of the conversation. They might say, well, no, J.J. McCarthy led his team to the championship.
He also had a great year last year.
He did have one last year, but Did he get the chip? I mean, Bo Nix had a good season this year. He had a good season last year. So Michigan, if you look at the game anyway, Michigan wasn't led by J.J. McCarthy. They were led by the running back, which in the, since they've had this college football playoff, there's only been 2 running backs to lead the team to win the championship. Can you even name the other guy? You should be. Come on now. You should be able to name the other guy. In the very first one.
Derrick Henry. No Sean Marino. Todd Gurley.
So in the very first one, Ohio State won the first one.
Ezekiel Elliott.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. So otherwise, it's been quarterbacks, right?
For sure.
And then, Devontae Smith one year. But so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also Tua that same year.
Well, that's one.
Yeah.
Well, not the same year. Tua was a couple of years
Tua
ahead.
threw it to Jalen Smith to beat UGA.
To Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith.
Yes.
What did I say?
Yes.
Yeah. Devontae Smith.
Jalen Smith.
Oh, Devontae Smith.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're scrapping Bo Nix. I'm just kidding.
Bo Nix.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Fine. You can have your sleeper. I'm sticking with Rattler.
Drake May.
Drake May, Spencer Rattler. Prove us right this year. Prove us right next year.
There
and I really think that Rattler is going to see that starting position in 2-3 years, and then we're going to bring this back up. But it's funny that you say J.J. McCarthy, right? I'm watching the combine. One of the analysts gets up there in between rounds, and he says that he was talking to NFL decision makers, front office guys, and what he's hearing is that J.J. McCarthy is creeping in up to be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft this year. J.J. McCarthy, the quarterback of Michigan.
So look, if he
top 5 pick,
if he goes in the first round, I'll be surprised.
Thank you. Like, what are we saying?
There's a bunch of talent in front of him, just in the quarterback field alone.
Easily.
So
listen, they do this every year, right? They do this every year. They get a white quarterback and they decide, hey, we're gonna just boost the hell out of this guy, boost him, right? Zach Wilson, where did that get us? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The dude, he's at 10. Will Levis. Like, they do this every year. They just slide these guys.
Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh.
Kenny Pickett. They just slide these rando guys all the way up. Carson Wentz. They just right around draft time, they're like, hey, screw it. They just throw a dart at a dartboard, and it happened to hit J.J. McCarthy, and now they want to slide him to a top 5 pick. Mm-hmm. If he is a top 5 pick, we're shutting the show down because we don't know a thing. Because we don't know a thing if he goes top
nothing.
5. Yeah. Because with my eye test, he is not a first rounder. He is a mid-round guy.
So
for a team that needs a quarterback.
So, but okay. So who all needs a quarterback? I said the NFC South. The Patriots need a quarterback.
Yes.
Both teams in New York need a quarterback.
I don't know. They like Daniel Jones, but I was hearing some rumors about him getting released too, and they might need a quarterback. So, yeah, we'll say both teams in New York.
Denver, they got Mason Rudolph in Pittsburgh, but I still feel like they need a quarterback, right?
Yeah, Mason Rudolph's no bueno.
And what are they going to do in Cleveland?
They just gave Deshaun Watson $6 billion. $6 billion. And their backup plan is Joey Flack, baby.
Right.
What are we talking about?
Right.
Yeah. So
and
they're
then,
good.
What about the Rams? How much longer can they stay like they are?
Yeah, with Matt Stafford, yeah. So it might be time to get the backup in.
To get that backup.
Okay,
because Stetson Bennett is...
It's no bueno. He's
right,
having off the field
missing
stuff.
in action.
Yeah.
And then who's the backup in Seattle? Right? So
I don't know. Because who did the black guy?
He's
the starter. I'm talking about the starter. Why his name is escaping me right now. Geno Smith. How many years does he have left? I mean, because he's been in the league for a long time.
But he hadn't been beat up. And then the Vikings. What are they going to do with Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
So you talk about the Falcons now. So I've seen those rumors, right, with Kirk Cousins, and so the Vikings gonna need somebody, even if they keep Kirk Cousins, right? They're gonna need somebody because the guy behind him. And
Josh Dobbs was playing for a while,
but they didn't like that, right?
Yeah.
And so speaking of that, then who they gonna have in Arizona?
Yeah.
Who do they got backing up in Detroit?
They got in Arizona. They got that toddler, Kyler
Murray.
Kyler Murray, baby.
He's the starter.
Oh yeah, their backup. I have no idea who
Right,
the
and so he's gonna play his 4 games, but they need so,
He'll get his 4 in, and
right,
and then be on the injury bubble.
So I said all of that to say, when we talk about JJ being a top 5 pick, no, I don't see that. But there are so many teams that could use a quarterback for a project season to get his feet wet. I could see him sneaking in there because he's got to be at least stat-wise in the top 10 of these quarterbacks that's coming out, right? So
I could see it. Also in Oakland, right? Do they really believe in Jimmy G?
In Vegas?
Or what did I say?
No,
Oakland?
no. He's gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cause because that dummy was taking steroids.
Right. So they released him. He's
Roids.
That's coming up. So
what are you doing? I forgot about that.
So the Raiders need a quarterback.
Yeah.
So
jeez.
Yeah, it's all over the place, and but and the Jets. Well, maybe they'll stick with Zach Wilson as
they
the
told
backup.
him to look for a trade
They
destination.
did. They told him that. So
See you,
so who's going to be there to play from game 2 to 17? Right. So, yeah,
that's crazy. You don't believe in A-Rod?
Yeah, I said it.
He is old, but he's got those off the field techniques to generate health into his body.
Right.
Smoking ashwagandha, going in caves, and talking to spirits. I don't know how he turned a torn Achilles into a twisted ankle, but he's built different. But yeah, they're gonna need a backup there too. So I could see it. I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see
that's
it.
good. So that's good. That's good. Good.
Okay. Perfect. Well, we got our sleepers: JJ McCarthy,
Drake May.
We'll see what happens with JJ McCarthy though. Kind of interested now because I don't believe in him, but people who actually make decisions that matter seem to. So when we come back, we're getting into...
And they might as well be weathermen because they just crapshoot.
Yeah, that is real. That is real. But when we get back, we're going to talk about something that's been solidified in the history books. Someone who is arguably the greatest player to ever touch an NBA basketball and bless us with his athletic ability, LeBron James. We'll be right back on Son of a Gun. Real fast. JUCO guys, they come into the D1s and they got to prove themselves. They think they're hot.
Facts.
Oh, I grinded for 2 years down in bumfuck nowhere.
We didn't get no sleep.
Yeah, I didn't get no sleep. There was no girls on campus. There was no food. I was eating Wendy's all night. I'm better than y'all at this D1, you little pissy bitches. That's how they came in. So Donnie, coming from a JUCO, he was, to me at that point, he was just a fast guy.
Yes.
Right? His nickname was the Human Turbo.
Yes, I
right?
get it.
So I was like, oh, no pop. I will throw you first pitch fastballs down and in just to see how far you can hit it. First pitch, down and in, he takes it. I was like, what are you doing? Fastball inside, foul ball. Fastball middle, foul ball. Fastball middle, foul ball. I was like,
and I know Doc.
Let's go ahead and get the wrinkle out one time. That started right in his neck. And he was sick to his stomach. Bro, because... Welcome back, baby. This is my favorite part of the show. I'm about to piss this man off talking about greatness. He just doesn't want to admit it, or he's just an old head who likes to live in the past. But I live in the present. And presently, LeBron James eclipsed 40,000 points career.
LeBron James became the first football player in NBA history with 40,000 career points. Turn your attention now to the video board as we congratulate the King on this historic accomplishment.
Well,
Simply put, Dan, LeBron James is the best high school basketball player I have ever seen.
I mean, they say I'm the best player in the country, and I wanted to keep it that way for the next 2 years.
There's no pressure at all. I've been getting pressure since I was 10 years old.
The first pick in the 2003 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select LeBron James.
Probably the most anticipated debut of any first-year athlete in any sport. James' first shot is good. The other way, there's your first James jam.
LeBron James, youngest player to 10,000 points.
Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life. James hit it. 20,000 points.
It's my honor to present LeBron James, 2009, 2010,
2012,
2013 Most Valuable Player.
turns toward the baseline, puts it in. He's got 40, 50.
Another nickel, 60.
There it is. The quickest to 30,000. LeBron James, one of the all-time greats.
It's back-to-back titles for the Heat.
Cleveland, this is for you.
The NBA championship belongs to the Los Angeles Lakers.
All my damn respect to
The legend of LeBron continues. LeBron James has passed Dominique Wilkins, Hakeem Olajuwon.
James has passed Shaquille O'Neal. He has passed Dirk Nowitzki.
Where to pass will.
Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant.
Pass, Karl Malone. He's backing him in. Turns, shoots, scores. There it is. All hail the new king in town. Young and old, gather round. From one iconic Laker to another. LeBron now stands alone as the NBA's all-time leading scorer.
Right? Only guy to ever do it. Probably will never be another person to do it. 39 years old, averaging 25 points a game, leading the LA Lakers, man. Come on, stop it. Witness greatness.
No one else has ever played for 35 years.
That's fine. So that's a knock on him, right, for longevity. Bad LeBron for staying healthy. What are we talking about?
So my point was, you said 40,000 points. No one has ever done it. No one else has played that long. No one else has had to stick around that long trying to win a third ring, a fourth ring, or something.
It would be a fifth.
Really? That's all?
That's all. Most players don't even taste one. What are we talking? See, this is the crazy thing.
The thing is, he keeps jumping from team to team to team to team to team, trying to win these championships. Really?
See,
and
so
40,000 points, whatever. You know, there's only one person out there really right now that I think, just based on the way he plays right now, since you're talking about active players, you know, James Harden, I've never seen a shot he didn't like.
Sure.
And so he's, 6-7 years younger?
Sure.
Yeah.
So this is my whole thing, right? This is the whole thing that people like me who watch the game and really just take it in and understand it for what it is. This is what we're trying to tell you old heads and people who hate watching basketball. Look. No, look. Because all I said was LeBron James scored 40,000 points. That has never been done in the NBA, and you can't even sit here and witness greatness. That's all you had to do. Appreciate it. Give him his flowers before he's gone, man. It's so easy to do. Just sit there quietly and be like, hey, my crown's off to you, LeBron James. You've done something no one else has done. Instead, you want to argue with all these longevity. You want to argue all these points. No.
That's fair.
Just
that's
understand
fair.
that, boom,
So
he's a great player, and he's done something no one's ever done before.
That's fair.
Okay.
LeBron, congratulations on playing for 30 years because no one else has ever done that. Congratulations.
just refuse to do it. You just can't do it.
Way to go.
You can't find it in your heart. In your heart.
LBJ. I thought when he took that shot for 40,000 points, somebody was going to have to hold him up so he could get his arms up.
No, I know his knees definitely hate him for still playing.
All of that. And so, no, really, in all seriousness, because I like basketball, I understand eras. Because if I said to you, Iceman, Mailman, the Glove,
yeah,
the Big O,
yeah, I don't know who that one is, but I know Gary Payton. I know
Skyhook.
Yeah, well, we all know who that is.
A-Train.
No idea. He's a character in The Boys.
So if I said those, so that was a different era. We were talking about Worthy being 165 pounds. So I have no qualms against LeBron. I just want everyone to put it into perspective. It is about eras. It's sort of like this whole Caitlin Clark thing breaking Pete Maravige's record for college points. Really? That's women's basketball compared to men's basketball in a different era. There were no three-point shots. They played with a men's ball, not a little softball that you can throw from 300 feet. So it is about eras, and that's all I want you to understand. It's just eras, not ERRORS, but eras as in ERAS, right? And so when we look back, and because remember the other day we were kind of laughing about Micah Parsons breaking Stephen A. ankle, knee, and his hip bone, right? And you say, well, he's like a football player. He just put his shoulder down. Well, I remember in a different era when power forwards played like that. I remember guys like Anthony Mason from the New York Knicks and Charles Oakley from the Chicago Bulls, Wes Unseld from the Washington Bullets. Now, right, and so now Adrian Dantley and even Charles Barkley were not power forwards. They were small forwards, but they had that little edge. And then power forwards, Darryl Dawkins from Detroit, the original backboard breaker. Double D with the gorilla dunk. So eras, just eras. And so those guys back then played for the love of the game. They weren't trying to prove anything. They were trying to win. Just like everybody else, they just trying to win. And so, yeah, the only person I think that would have even come close to the longevity era that you're talking about with LeBron might have been Kareem, right? He played for, 18 seasons or so?
Bill Russell played for a while, too.
Had 32,000 points.
Sure.
So I think he's second on the list or whatever. But so, congratulations again. Just, so that you'll feel better. I can say it. Congratulations.
You are a goofball. You are goofy. I mean, this man's career stats, he's got over 40,000 points, over 10,000 assists, over 10,000 rebounds. I mean, his career stat line is a triple-double. Who's doing that? Nobody.
Okay. And
nobody.
The only person in the league right now that, at least from a physical nature, that reminds me of the power forwards back in the day is
Anthony Edwards.
I was thinking more like Zion from a physical standpoint, right?
Baby Shaq, yeah.
So, okay. And the reason why I said that, or why I'm dwelling on that, is because in the NBA, which is no body contact allowed, ain't nobody playing defense. Hell, he ought to have 50,000 points.
There it is.
Who's touching it?
And there it is. He's 40,000 points, done something that no one's ever done.
He might as well been an extra in the Matrix, because the little defense, even when he acts like he might want to step in, it's just all Matrix. We started Caitlin Clark, same thing.
He hasn't flopped for years.
He has no reason to. Nobody's touching him, so why should he go touch anybody?
He gets fouled all the time.
Oh, please.
Remember that game in Boston? Tatum hit him right on the arm, and they didn't call it. That happens all the time. It's the LeBron rules from the refs, right? You got to extra foul him for them to call it. Same thing they did to Shaq. You know what I'm saying?
Mommy, he's touching me.
I mean, hey,
he's touching me.
Listen, there's video evidence, man.
Oh my goodness.
There's video evidence.
Listen, I watched the game with Phoenix last week. Mm-hmm. They called 26 fouls in the whole game. 26 fouls. Mm-hmm. Really?
Hey.
At the end, they asked the referees if they wanted water. Like, nah, we good. Nah, we ain't did nothing. We ain't called no fouls out there. Really?
Guys are just more elusive now, man.
Elusive?
Yeah, they can swivel off that contact. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. And I know this is going to be This is going to be a year-long to 2-year-long exercises that I'm going to do to you so that you can formally and truthfully understand why LeBron James is the best player to ever play, right? And all I ask for you, I want you to go into this, to the next shows, the next episodes, this next season of episodes that we do. I want you to go in with a movable opinion on who is the best player in the league, right? I can't sit here and talk to you if you're just, I'm 92 years old and I've always loved Jordan, so I'm not going to go back. I'm not changing my mind. I am who I am, and I will not let you change me. If that's how you're going to act, then okay, that's fine. We can just move on from the situation. But I want you to genuinely be able to be moved.
Yeah. So, just so we're clear, I'm not unmovable. I think Bill Russell was the best player in his time. Michael Jordan was the best player in his time. LeBron may be the best player right now, but there's people coming after him who are going to be the best player. So, but to say the best player ever, yeah, no.
So to score 40,000 points, a player would have to come into the league, average 25 points a night, play 82 games every season for 20 seasons to get to 40,000.
Did you say play every night?
Play all 82 games of a regular season for
Really?
20 seasons.
Really?
Who's going to do that?
Who has done that?
Exactly. That's my whole point. He is doing something that no one will ever do again.
He didn't do it. He has not played 82 games.
I'm saying to get to where he's at, that's what a player would need to do. So it's never going to happen again. Dude is greatness. You just can't even sit there and witness it. It's sad. You know what it is? It's sad. It's sad to see. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to retire, and then you're going to forget about everything that he's done. Meanwhile, I'm watching him do it. I'm witnessing greatness, and these memories will live with me forever. Right? And that's just something that you're going to miss out on because you're glazing over Jordan. So I hate it. Listen, I hate that for you.
So you mentioned Jordan. I hadn't mentioned him, but since you brought him up, I do appreciate that. So
and that's all we got for today.
it just shows that, we might be related. But you talk about his greatness and all of that. Jordan has done something that LeBron is not going to do.
LeBron could still win 6 championships.
Yeah, but he's not going to have 2 3-peats with the same team.
That's fine.
Okay, just so we're clear, there's some things that LeBron is not going to do that Jordan has already done.
Sure. Why you put all that bass in your voice, man? I heard you.
I just want to make sure we're clear.
Crystal.
Okay, because we're talking about immovable. So don't say we're glazing over greatness because the man was great.
Okay, so listen to this. The whole thing about the championships is basketball a team game?
And so LeBron,
that's easy. Yes or no?
And LeBron's been on 15 teams and has won 3?
Is basketball a team game? Yes or no?
He had to go down to Miami that was already loaded, that was already going to win.
It wasn't already loaded.
It was already loaded.
It got loaded when he got there. He is the bullet.
He was the last one. They had Ray Allen.
Bosh was the last one.
Bosh came in, and they already had D. Wade.
Ray Allen was on his way out of the league.
But who won that game?
And we're gonna get
that game.
So Ray Allen hit one shot.
That's all he needed.
Ray Allen hit one shot. Right? All I want you to say is basketball a team sport, yes or no?
It is a team sport.
When it comes to championships, is there an element of luck involved?
An element of luck.
Yes. The ball bouncing the right way.
So
this shot hitting the rim this foul getting called.
No. The one part in no matter the sport in winning a championship, the luck involved is the lack of injuries. That I will agree to, right? If you can stay healthy, regardless of what it is, I mean, we see it in hockey all the time. We see it in football. We see it in baseball. So naturally, we're also going to see it in basketball. The team that stays the healthiest, the good teams, the teams that stays the healthiest, they're going to be there at the end. They are going to be there at the end. And we see it all the time. There's no denying that. So
The Houston Rockets could stay healthy for 82 games. They will not make it to the championship.
they don't have the talent. I
Okay.
did say the talent.
Bro, listen, we're going to deep dive into this because you done pissed me off, okay? You pissed me off. We're going to dedicate an episode, right, to Michael Jordan and LeBron James, right? Which, and this is my thing. I'll put Jordan in my top 3.
But the question I guess I have is, why are you trying to compare him? That was a different era. No one plays defense against LeBron the way they played against Michael. And that's okay. That was a different era. So they had a thing called the Jordan rules, and you said they little ticky-tack LeBron rules.
Those centers back then weighed 206 pounds, 210 pounds. These dudes now are
what
weighing
centers
Rudy
are you?
Gobert's
Who are
8
you
feet
referring
tall,
to?
weighing 270.
Are you
Like,
talking
cut it
about?
out.
Are you talking about
Cut it
Artis
out.
Gilmore?
Will Lambier. How much did he weigh? Oh,
He was at
least
least
300.
260. At
yeah,
least
and we're
260.
You know what? Let's look this up right now.
At least
okay,
260.
Look, we're gonna look
right?
it up right now.
All right. So,
yeah. What's his name? Will Lambier.
Bill Lambier.
Bill. Yeah, I don't even know him. He's a bum.
Right. but they also had Darryl Dawkins. They also had Anthony Mason at one point. They also had Dennis Rodman. They also had John Sally. They also had Isaiah Thomas. They also had Joe Dumars. They also had the microwave. So they had some players, Pistons. And then there was Boston with Kevin McHale, talking about a power forward. There you go. The center was the Chief. Do you know the Chief, Robert Parrish?
No.
See what I'm saying? So and I'm not holding that against you. I'm just saying that's a whole different era. So so you like LeBron? He's doing his thing, and that's fine. Whatever, he can keep playing.
No, I don't even like LeBron. He's just the best player.
Right now, yes, absolutely.
He's just the okay.
Who is arguing with you over that point?
Because you didn't even let me finish it.
But
Because you're I don't know. You're hyper today.
You keep making the same
You
point.
had some candy
He's the
before the
best
show.
player. He's the best player.
He's the best player to ever play in the
See,
NBA.
now that's where I don't know how you can form your lips to even say that.
He is the best player.
50 years from now, when they put his logo in the middle of the court, then maybe.
People equate Jordan's greatness to his shoe deal. Cut it out. That's another problem that I'm going to get into. This man sells one Air Jordan, and people just put him on this pedestal. Cut it out.
So,
If LeBron came before Michael Jordan, this wouldn't even be a discussion.
hey,
Jordan would just be an elite player.
Did Kobe get any three-peats?
He did.
And how many does LeBron have?
0. Because the elite level of play in the NBA is spread out over more teams now. That's why you don't just see one team dominating every year. Right? That three-peat era was because Jordan had a super team in Chicago, had Hall of Famers on his team, right? Hall of Famers on his team. And then besides the top 4 or 5 teams, everybody else was putting together a garbage system. So, yeah, he'd go out there and have 60 against freaking school teachers. I don't want to hear it, man. Smoking cigarettes at halftime.
Please, he played against people like the mailman.
The mailman.
Right. Now, that is your power forward.
The mailman.
Karl Malone.
The mailman.
Yep. He's probably number 3 on the list of points scored.
LeBron's in here playing against dude named the Greek Freak. Pause. That sounds crazy. But Greek Freak. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about, bro? Hey, we'll save that. We'll save that for another time. We'll save that. And we're going to get out of here right after this commercial break, bro. Ridiculous. So, like, for me, right, where I try to go and find women, I go home, fade myself up, get the beard shaped up, trim it a little bit, brush my teeth, throw some chapstick on, put the do-rag on for about 30.
Okay.
Get the lines crispy, then I'm in Target. Up and down aisles. I'm not buying nothing. What do we see? I walk out of there. I'm going to Lenox Mall, going into Ulta. I have no idea what's in there. I have no clue. I just know there's baddies in there. Does this look good for my mom? You think my sister would like this?
Oh, so you're
type
manipulative.
Stuff. I don't think that's manipulating at all.
You're
I'm
borderline
hunting.
psycho.
We're grinding. I'm hunting for them. Where are they at? Welcome back. We had a conversation off air, and we'll be cordial and we'll move the GOAT talk to another time. But LeBron James, 40,000 career points, something that's never been done before. And we off air, we said we'd be cordial. So before we get out of here, I just want to bring up the Russell Wilson situation real quick. The Broncos informed him he will be released on March 14th, 2 years after signing his contract with the Broncos, where the Broncos sent Seattle 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, a 5th-rounder, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, and quarterback Drew Lock. Not only did they send those guys over there and that money and everything over there,
quite a haul.
By releasing Russell Wilson next year, they're going to be hit with $80 million in dead cap space because of his contract.
Right. Sean Payton doesn't like him.
Insane. Worst contract ever.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they do now. And then what kind of deal can be made? Is he still viable? Can he still play? Does anybody want him? So, wow.
Me personally, I wouldn't want that cornball on my team. To me, he just looks like a nerd. And when I think of football player, Russell Wilson does not come to mind at all. Too soft.
Okay.
Too soft. I heard Marshawn Lynch said that when he threw that interception in the Super Bowl, He ran over to the sideline and he said, Coach, we'll get him next time. What do you mean? Get him next time? So, yeah, no, he's no bueno for me. And hate that situation for the Broncos, but they did it to themselves.
Yep, they did.
So we'll see. Hey, he might be one of those guys. You know these teams need quarterbacks. He might be one of those guys to get picked up. But we will see. And so my final thoughts on what we talked about today, Spencer Rattler is my sleeper. Xavier Worthy running a 4.21. Absolutely insane. Incredible.
Nice.
Boy was zooming.
Nice.
Joe Milton throws a pure football. Very pure. It was exciting to see. You know what I'm saying? Exciting to see. We'll see what happens with him. J.J. McCarthy, top 5. Cut it out. And if you are a prospect for the NFL draft, take your ass to the combine.
Show up. Got to show up. Show up to show out.
That's all I got, man.
Wow. Well, good.
What's your final thoughts on the episode, on what we talked about?
So no, I'm in full agreement, and we'll get back to the LeBron thing some other day. But
the next record he breaks, we'll get back to him.
Yeah, and so he's signing up with AARP, and so, but I like the Joe Milton read. Spencer Rattler. I need to see more from him.
Sure.
Right now, Derek May is my sleeper guy. So we'll see how all of that unfolds.
Okay. And that'll do it.
So you had a nice little run talking about LeBron, but then again, he is son of a gun. I like to get into the details, bring it in close with a zoom. We're blowing up this, and I bring the boom.
Yes, sir. Hey, that's all we got here from Son of a Gun. We'll catch y'all next week, baby. Peace. That's going to be your outro, throwing the paper every time? Yeah. I like it.